Hello everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I am so grateful that you've joined me today. My name is Liat, and I'm the founder and designer of Ilot. So I'm here today with New York Textile Month that's based in New York, and I've decided to do a webinar in collaboration with them to share a little bit about my very personal place that I've created my brand and my love for natural materials. That's a little bit about the introduction and beginning of designing with nature as a second skin. So I wanted to take a moment just before we tap in and just take a few breaths just to kind of hone in on ourselves, hone in on the space that we're holding. So you're welcome to close your eyes, just gently placing your hands in a comfortable position. And we'll just take some few breaths. So we'll just do 4 moments in, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4 moments out. 4, 3, 2, 1. You're welcome to use your nose or your mouth for your breath and just taking some nice few more rounds. Just settling in, observing how the inhale meets the exhale and the exhale meets the inhale. Nice and long, deep, nourishing breaths, just nourishing our heart space, our mind, our belly. Just letting that breath follow through. Beautiful. Just 2 more moments like this. Beautiful. Nice. Just starting off with a little bit of breath. You're welcome to kind of trickle your eyes open and just coming into the space, maybe a little bit more grounded, a little bit more open, a little bit more rooted, and just kind of with an open heart. So once again, I'm Liat. I'm the founder of Ilot. And so I've created this brand from a really personal space. And I just wanted to share a little bit of a mood board that I've put together, giving a little bit of the feels, some compositions, some lines, some coziness, some movement, a little bit of nourishment. So just take a moment and just observe, kind of feel a little bit of what the essence that I've created here for my line. So I've created a brand, again, as I said, from a really personal space, my love for natural material, and belief that what we put on our skin every day should nourish us. And not just cover our bodies. So the journey has been shaped by working a lot with textiles. I'm also a yoga teacher, so it's also been a lot of interaction with that and deep inspiration from nature, which is something that I also work with daily. So I wanted to show you a little bit about how Ilot came to life. Ilot is a women's sleepwear line crafted from certified organic fibers, turning sleep into a nurturing ritual. So each piece that we create is designed to honor the skin, which is our body's largest organ, while supporting our deep rest and comfort. So sleep is actually another way of a ritual, a self-care ritual. So this is a little bit of a perspective that we at Elot perceive these objects, these products that we make. And just to the right, you see an image of bundles of cotton fiber. So here we're just getting a little bit deeper into the feel, a little bit closer, a little bit more intimate. You see some skin nourishment, a little bit of ways to create comfort, and maybe a sense of restorative sleep. So getting deeper into the feel and the wish and the want to create these products. So really getting deeper into these places. So I'd like to start a little bit about our selection of materials. So specifically, we've dived into undyed organic cotton, and yes, specifically undyed organic cotton. So cotton is a fiber that is short, medium, long, depending on which region you source the material. Our material that we're sourcing at this point in time is specifically from Peru, and it's Pima cotton. Pima cotton is a longer staple fiber, so it is a little bit stronger or much stronger than a short staple fiber of cotton. And we're specifically using an undyed cotton, which means um, also related to the skin health here, as you see on the second space, that it is actually a fiber that when it's undyed, it doesn't have any chemicals, so it supports the skin a little bit more. It doesn't have any harsh dyes, so it doesn't create any sort of irritation. It helps the more breathability for the actual fiber itself. Also, when a material is undyed, specifically cotton here, it's actually just sharing as well the fact that it doesn't have any finishes. So it doesn't have any mercerization, which creates this shine or kind of rough feeling. So things just kind of fall off the fabric so that it doesn't absorb anything. So undyed cotton is really just its raw material at its natural state, of course cleaned, but it's really, really raw and really, really natural. The main reason that I also decided to work with organic cotton is also due to its comfort. It's just such a classic material. It's a natural fiber. It's a plant fiber because it's grown. It's come from the earth. There's also other natural fibers like wool that are obviously and are from animals. So this is actually a plant fiber. And cotton is naturally soft, it's breathable, it's durable, it's hypoallergenic, and it keeps the body at ease throughout the night, which is our focus here. As I mentioned before, the native material is actually from Peru. So also the big philosophy with Liat is actually working with everything that is native to the land, so native to Peru. So we're working with all natural materials that are native to the land. They've been there for many, many years, and it's really part of the culture there. So here you can really kind of take a nice deep breath and immerse yourself into this beautiful space just filled with cotton, lots of beautiful fibers, really raw as you notice the color tones and kind of tap in a little bit into what it might make you feel. And yeah, just curious if anyone has actually used or worked with or has worn organic cotton before. Sometimes it is really, really noticeable in products, and sometimes it's kind of just present and you're not really aware of it. But some people highlight the fact that it is organic. So balanced by nature, cotton lets the body restore in rest. So here you see some beautiful images of cotton growing in these fields that I've visited, really working directly with the farmers. Cotton is a flower. It has a flower at about maybe maybe 6 months after it's planted. The flower flowers just for about 2, 3 days. It starts at yellow and then it evolves into this kind of pinkish color and then it falls off and then it turns into this little ball. These are actually all watered with recycled water. And here just shows the evolution of the cotton plant itself. So as you saw before, here it's just the actual leaves. It grows into a tall bush from a small little seed. It gets to about 2 meters, I would say, 2 meters high. And then it evolves into this dry, really, really dry. When you see the cotton fields like they were before, it's all super, super green. And then they dry out completely into the actual balls of cotton that they're then picked. And following that, as we get into the design, so just being really specific about design. So for me, design is all about creating something that's timeless, that's really functional, that's luxurious in a sense of something that lasts long. It's a product, it's a material that I've really researched so much about and have been in different types of countries, different industry fairs, as you see in Paris, in Frankfurt, in Milan, and in LA, some smaller fairs like the LA fair, and the larger industry fairs like the other countries that I've visited. This has been about 5+ years of research and just really diving deep into the technological aspect, as well as the material aspect, as well as the processing of, as you saw, the cotton, which was the material before. So really speaking with the farmers, really speaking with scientists, really speaking with people in the industry, even people that are retired and have just been researching all of their lives, just dedicated to this specific plant called cotton. That's just been really my passion. So I really just dove completely deep into this aspect. And also learning the flaws of things, but also the things that are really hidden underground and people don't really know about, and the beauty of this plant that can bring such nourishment to the skin, to the body, and its process that it goes through. So in relation to the process in these industry fairs, I've really learned a lot about the technology and the craft and how it's super important for comfort, for the texture, for the actual processing of even mending the pieces together and knitting things together. It has to be really, really specific for each use, for each product that you're creating. So for me, in relation to sleepwear, something that's just so close to the skin, it's so important to create something that's really like just moves with your body. So that also doesn't have many seams. You might have heard of seamless, which is a type of technology for knitwear, which most people usually use for athletic wear or for underwear or maybe bras and tops. There's also circular knitting, which is a similar technology to seamless, but it's actually the machinery at the bottom left corner. And it's a circular machine and it creates yards and yards of fabric like you see in the bottom images, the one after in the middle, and then the one after that is the large, large, large rolls of fabrics. And those are all cut and sew fabrics. That's usually used for the circular technology of knitwear. And then on the top section is the flatbed knitting, which is also known as fully fashion. Fully fashion is the technology that I've decided to go towards. So really speaking philosophically and the sustainable aspect as well as the innovative aspect. I've used this technology called fully fashion. So we'll go first back to the natural fit, how knitwear is actually this fit that really just kind of moves with the body. If you notice to the left, there's this image of the knitted loops that go up and down, and it's actually one string. So it's this one string that makes up one product, which is actually quite insane when you think about it. Or it's super fascinating to me at least. So with this yarn that just kind of goes up and down and is looped within one another, that creates the actual fabric. So really from the beginning to end, this fabric is just moving with the body once the garment is fitted and it's just draped on the body. Of course, this is specifically a product that's made out of cotton, so it really does have this nice fall and really kind of soaks into your body and kind of just sits really nice and soft. In relation to the more sustainable aspect, I've worked with and am specifically focusing on fully fashion knit, which I said again is the flatbed knitting machine. And so this type of technology, it's just pretty much creating piece by piece. So you're not taking a fabric and cutting it, yet instead the actual stencil, for example, you just create one piece and then you attach the next piece by mending them together with a technique called sorry, for some reason it just disappeared really quickly. It's like a mending technique called linking. Yeah, that's how it is. So you link them together in order to piece the pieces together. So this is called fully fashion, which actually has no waste. So it's actually a reducing of waste. You really plan everything ahead of time and you design the product exactly as it's going to be coming out of the machine. And once you piece all the pieces together with the linking, then you get your garment. It's not as easy as I just explained it. It's lots and lots of research and processes and as you see sketches here, but overall kind of like a printer in a way. You print something out, you connect the pieces together by the linking, and then you receive your final garment. Again, just so you know, on a side note, the people that do all the linking, it's really, really specific to those people that do it. It's really, really, each professional has its part in this process. So here, me being the aspect of the designer, and also just a curious being, I love to know and be involved in a lot of different processes. That's why I really did go to these industry fairs to kind of dive deeper into learning each aspect, so that I know what each person is supposed to be doing and how you create this final product to be at its best and to have the best quality, material and finishes and details as well. So here you see just endless sketches, more to the left. Those are just keep on just sketching really freehand, and then slowly, slowly just evolving into more structures that I kind of found the way to create at least one of the garments that I'm going to be developing, and then a few items that might be in the future. But these are just endless sketches. I really love to sketch by hand, so it's all really that. And not just sketching by hand, but also really in person. This is just, again, research. So just going to places, trying on garments, things that attract me. Maybe it's the cut, maybe it's the color, but of course, focusing on the knits. So I've been just also, again, to all the places that I've been traveling and really researching and trying on all of these garments, observing how they're made, the add-ons, the little details, the technology that's been used, the length, where the seams are put, the seams are the quote unquote linking, as I mentioned before. That's actually the technology and the technique that we use in specifically fully fashion. It's an interesting technology. So if you ever want to observe that, you just kind of inside out the seams of your garment and you can kind of notice how it's done. It's super cool in my opinion. Yeah, so just really observing all of these details just endlessly. And then finally, once I received my own prototypes, or in the beginning, also trying and styling and seeing how they fit and how they would work, and observing that. So going a little bit before the prototypes that I received, I really crafted different type of knit stitches. So these are knit stitches that I designed and I've created, that I've gathered all these different pieces and ideas and kind of put them together and guided my manufacturers to create for me. So on the left, two images, those you can see things that maybe some of them have passed and some of them haven't, or some of them were edited, different widths, different weights, different thicknesses of the yarn. Over here is just different color tones. And slowly, slowly, we're kind of noticing the color tone and the essence of the brand. And to the right is also a little bit more detail of some prototypes that I did receive. And they're definitely in development still today. And so here is just a little bit more of getting deeper into some, just really focusing on these really lovely knits. They are so lush and so delicious and super soft. So yeah, so talking about those colors, the colors influence our emotions, even in sleepwear. Soft whites and creams evoke purity, serenity, calm, creating a restful atmosphere for the mind and body. And I'd love to kind of connect on that a little bit more if we do have time, and how you guys feel about that. And so yeah, just looking a little bit more again into these tones. So again, these are a few different types of samples that I received, doing measurements, etc. But as you can tell, I mean, not only the photography, but also the garment itself is each of them have a different color tone. So once again, these are all really natural and raw cottons. So these materials aren't going to be the exact same as I received the first time or the second time or the third time. So for example, if I create my first batch of garments and then let's say I make another collection, that next collection that I create isn't going to be the exact same color tone, or maybe the weight might be a little bit different. And I also have noticed it throughout my prototypes. But that's also the beauty of this raw and natural material, that it is just slightly different. It's slightly heavier, maybe slightly lighter, even though it's the same quote unquote fabric, or sorry, the yarn weight or the the count. That's how you kind of use it in the terms of knitting. It's a yarn count. So you do use the same yarn count, but then it might be slightly different just because it's so handmade. So yeah, here you can see these elements of dots. You can see elements of stripes. You can see elements of kind of leaf shape. These are also elements that are in nature, whether it's, a leaf, the stems of a leaf, the shape of a leaf, the dots that kind of drop onto the flowers or leaves, or maybe animals come and critters just eat the leaf and create a little hole that air flows through or light shines through. And it is true, these pants, okay, you'll see in the future. But yeah, the left pants, they actually are holes and the air comes through and it's just so nice and cozy and soft. So here's just, again, wearing the garments, testing them out, really seeing how they feel, how they suit, how they wear. And again, it's just endless trials and errors, and some tests of embroidery, seeing what that works, how it feels, if it works for knits, if it's something a little bit less suitable, lots of trial and error. And so here we get a little bit closer to the garment almost at its full, and also the usage of different ways to wear it. So for example, the scarf, placing it as a top, and then pants, also really cozy to just wear around the house or even to go and get some groceries. The scarf as a top and then as a scarf or as a headpiece, and then this two-piece or a one-piece bodysuit that's modular. And again, the element of the holes, but in a more geometric shape. So continuously working with these different types of elements. So your sleepwear can be an extension of your self-care and shaping how you feel inside and out. So ultimately, Elot is more than clothing. It's really about creating the rituals while you're sleeping, while you're nurturing yourself, really creating that comfort and your deep connection into yourself and with nature. I mean, also by wearing something that is coming and deriving from nature, even though we don't really see the whole process, but it's still kind of bringing that essence into that space. So really trying to create this coziness, this really luscious feel around the product, and really creating this material that is just really falls on the skin, really creates nourishment, supports, really helps with just benefiting the skin. And especially the fact that these materials are all made out of natural fibers and they don't have any chemicals, there's no additives. It's just the raw product itself really just creates this super soft and luxurious environment. I also share that I am giving out a giveaway, which is a zine that was curated by us. And it's a little bit of tapping into our clothes as we're speaking here in the world of fashion, and just observing the little whispers and the secrets that it's been sharing with us in our skin. So with that, let's sleep deeper and naturally. Thank you. Kind of actually ended a little bit earlier than I thought, but I'd actually love to open up the space, and I'll go back for just a minute on the and I just wanted to ask you guys, in a sense of your sleepwear today for yourself, on how you feel that it might be an extension of your self-care, if it shapes you, if it gives you this good feeling inside and out, if anyone is open to, or you want to kind of share in the chat and share a little bit about how you might feel with your own sleepwear, or maybe not even sleepwear, maybe just your day-to-day materials and products that you wear on your skin. If anyone wants to, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Okay, so I'll share just a little bit about this. So beyond so with sleeper as I kind of perceive it, and what I've been observing as well with trial and error with my own product of these body suits, the scarf and the pants. For myself, I really do feel and notice the difference, how it really makes me feel. I usually have been wearing things that are so simple and so, those classic pajama wear that is with those little it's called pointelle. It has these little dots with like maybe hearts or lines, and they're just like these sweet little kind of grandma PJs that have been a little bit more popular these days. But I've noticed with myself that when I've been wearing them, they've been really fun and really cute. And then when I've been and sometimes I wear just like a t-shirt, etc. And then when I've noticed when I've been wearing specifically my one-piece bodysuits or just before bed, been wearing my scarf, maybe it was in the winter time and kind of reading a book, but specifically when I wake up and I kind of walk around the house and I kind of start cooking and I'm still wearing my sleepwear, my Elot bodysuit, it really just like even in the middle of the night, sometimes I'm like, placing my hand on my heart or just kind of on my belly and kind of connecting with myself and feeling this sleepwear that is this organic cotton from Peru that's really raw and undyed, and you really can feel the difference between the material that I'm wearing at night in comparison to that t-shirt or that really cute, grandma tank top that is super, super amazing and also makes me feel good as well. But that it's really interesting. I don't know. It does really feel that I am nourishing my skin, that I am nourishing myself. I am obviously wearing it for myself. And then, when my partner is sleeping by my side and then, placing his hand on my belly or something, then all of a sudden you like also for him as someone that sees me wearing this product, it's like he also feels that it's so soft, it's so luxurious, it's so just wraps yourself with this really exciting, and it's so featherly soft and just so comfortable. So I don't know, it's something just I feel that I really hope that the way that I feel about this product, that also others will observe and notice and see that extra value. And I'm just really excited to share more about it in the months to come. And beyond that, you will definitely be able to get more into it, and I'll share more in the future. So I'm just going to go back to the chat to see if anyone wanted to share something. Oh yeah, here. Um, okay. So Ruby was sharing that she likes to sleep in light colors, and it definitely brings about a feeling of calm. Mira mentioned that her sleepwear is basically a selection of well-worn tees. Definitely, that's exactly what I do, and it's the best that I already have for more than 5 years. So they're really soft. They're combined with soft pants and of similar materials. Definitely. So it's really that endless amount of softness. And Hannah's mentioning that I like to reuse and mend old shirts for sleeping, for example. It's nostalgia. Definitely done that since I was so young. And also mending an item that adds the story and makes it more special. Nurturing an item of clothing, it becomes something living, active care. I buy all my clothing secondhand. Definitely. I look for a nice feel and comfortability, also attracted in something with a story. Completely. The story from the beginning to end, how a garment is created, it's very important to me. I admire your journey in this. Thank you so much. Glad it's happening more and more in bigger scale, definitely. Danielle is mentioning that she loves comfortable sleepwear, that it's breathable. I also am attracted to light colors and I'm interested in purchasing sets and enjoying wearing sets rather than mixing and matching. Yeah, definitely. It is an interesting aspect in creating a set. So as Danielle was saying, that by wearing the bodysuit, you don't actually have to wear a shirt and a bottom. It's like you just wear this one piece And it's really interesting how it's so cozy and so comfortable and just something a bit new. And Mira mentioned that you have a good point in re-wearing your sleepwear around the house. For me, I change out of my sleepwear after getting out of bed because it's a signal for me to start the day and out of the sleep state. Yes, that's a really good point. Changing out of your sleepwear. So that's a really good point. We have to get the day going and continue to move on. So yeah, I'm super excited to share with you guys these garments. The launch date should be in the beginning of like in 2026. So I'll be sharing more about that. And yeah, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. If you guys had any other questions, you're super welcome. I'm just gonna actually share right now. I'll also email you guys, but I'm gonna share right now here in the chat. Here, let's just stop sharing. I'm gonna share here in the chat. The zine, I think. Um, and um, And actually, I'll email you guys the zine, and I actually would like to go over it right now. Since we do have time, I thought that it would take a little bit longer, so I'm going to share the screen, and just so you guys can get a little bit of a taste of the zine. Okay, so I think you guys should be able to see this. So this is a zine that I worked on just for you guys. So it's again leading into what we spoke a little bit about, but diving just a little bit deeper. So, skin deep and choosing fibers for everyday living. So, okay, one second. Okay, it's showing this a little bit differently than what I had it, but no worries, we'll continue. So this is kind of like a magazine. I created a little zine for you guys. So Elad invites you to see textiles not just as design, but as living elements that shape how you breathe, sleep, and move, guiding you to become more attuned, adaptable, and intentional in what you welcome closest to you. So your skin is your largest organ, as I said before. The materials we wear touch us longer than anything else, day and night. With that, we absorb all that touches the surface. So natural fibers, as I said, like cotton, linen, hemp, and wool, and they breathe with you. These are both natural, they're plant fibers, and they're also animal fibers. So I added these sweet little practices that you guys can do with yourself or you can share with your friends. So you're starting small, pretty much swapping one synthetic piece a day, like underwear or sleepwear, like a natural fiber, and noticing how your skin feels differently. So I actually did this. I personally started just with my underwear drawer. That was the first garments that I ever swapped in my closet to slowly evolve my closet into natural fibers. So it was really, really great. Just starting small, working with the underwear, and then evolving into maybe your pants, maybe your shirts, and just noticing and seeing how it feels for you. I mean, everyone has a different opinion. It might feel a little bit less cozy, maybe more. It's up to you. Just an offer. And so yeah, so now you have a little mantra like what touches my skin touches my spirit. So this is something that you can kind of think about while you're looking through your underwear drawer and share that with yourself. And so also breathability supports well-being. So natural fibers, they regulate your body temperature, such as wool. And what absorbs moisture is actually cotton. And something that helps keeping your body breathing is linen. This is a really great fiber for breathing. And all of those mean that little fewer rashes, less sweating, and more comfort in your day. And of course, each fiber has its benefits, right? So another practice that you can take for yourself to support your breathability is to really look out for your garment compositions. So checking out your garments, seeing the tag, similar to when you're, at the grocery store and you're reading what the ingredients are in a little, granola bar or a bag of granola that you buy. And so personally, I like to have, and I like to aim for at least 90% of natural fibers. Again, everyone is different. I'm a little bit more sensitive, so I prefer to have a higher percentage of natural fibers. So for example, socks, I really like to have very high percent of natural fibers, which is super, super uncommon. Same with underwear. I at least like minimum 95%, and that's again not so common. But again, I'm a little bit more sensitive to the touch. So nourishment. Nourishment is the key. So nourishment is in the touch. Fabrics carry a vibration. I'm not so sure if you guys are familiar, but this is a study that's been coming out more and more and more people are becoming aware of it. And again, everyone with a grain of salt, take as you wish and what you don't, maybe for another time, but supporting the body's balance. So the softness of organic cotton is between 40 to 100 hertz. So meaning this is the vibration that it has. And the coolness of linen has 5,000 hertz, which means it's a lot, it's a higher frequency fabric. So first is linen, and then is wool. So wool is the warmer, a warmer material. So it's also 5,000 hertz, just like linen, which is also a very high frequency fabric. And then is the cotton, which is 100 to 40. In some traditions, some people don't prefer to wear the linen and the wool together in certain cultures, but you can wear them together, and sometimes some people are less into it. And so yeah, you can notice how it affects your mood and your nervous system. And personally, I kind of create this high frequency bedding. It's a little secret of mine, but I create this high frequency bedding. So I just put my bed and I have everything linen. And sometimes I come into my bed and it just feels this different vibration. That's just me with my little sweet practices. So yeah, next time when you shop, also a little nice offering is to close your eyes, touch the fabric, and ask yourself, does this feel soothing or irritating? So for example, my shirt that I'm wearing right now is a knitted garment and it's 100% cotton. But when I close my eyes and I feel it, it's actually very, very rough, because this probably had a process that it went through called most likely mercerization and also bleaching, because cotton isn't actually this white. So this went through a lot of processing, and that's why it's really hard and crispy. So I can even hear the noise that it has from the fabric. So it's not always the most comfortable material, but it's also nice to wear. So again, here's a beautiful mantra. I choose what nourishes me. And that's a great, oh, you guys can't see the zine. Let's see. I'm so sorry. Share screen. Okay, my goodness. I am so sorry. I hope you're still here. Let me see. I'm not able to visit your site. Yeah, my site is not up at this very moment just because just because it's not available. I haven't opened it yet. I actually took it down. So for the moment, everything is on my Instagram. But let me see. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just share one last little thing. You guys probably received a lot of different, oh wait, now I think it shows that my screen is shared. It says your screen is sharing. I'm not that technological, working on it. Okay, let me just do one more thing here. Okay. I think, okay, let me just check one thing. I apologize, just one moment. Okay. Okay, I'm so sorry. So let me just show you the first pages that we skipped. I'm super, super sorry. Okay, so you're choosing your fibers, and then just checking into the lateral fabrics, checking out what feels synthetic, and noticing and kind of swapping it out. And checking out what's breathable, noticing how your body temperature is. And as we said, the nourishment, it's all about nourishing. It's really that. That's really the key of this brand. That's really what we're highlighting. We're highlighting the nourishment. So we're always trying to observe and make sure that we're creating things that nourish us. And as Hannah was mentioning, longevity of our secondhand items. So how do we actually hold space, and how do we actually keep these pieces to last long? So natural fibers, they age beautifully, they soften, they mold to the body, just as Mira was sharing how she's been wearing things since for many, many years, these t-shirts, right? They just soften and they soften and they soften and they mold and they last longer as we care for them, right? We need to care for them in the right way. So noticing and maybe practicing a way to care for wool, maybe to learn how to care for linen and to care for cotton, whether it's to wash it, maybe how you dry it, maybe it's how you store it, maybe it's how you fold the product, right? Maybe it's how you hang it if it's something that you usually hang. So really treating our products, our materials, our clothing as if it's skincare, kind of like it's skincare, right? So from seed to skin, I honor the cycle. So this is just a little mantra that you can also share with yourself. And I think this is the last one. And I'm sorry that you only got to see this now, but I'm going to send it to you guys in your email just after. So clothes reflect us, right? They reflect you. The clothes you choose are a part of your daily ritual. So wearing the fibers that are kind to your skin, that connects you to nature and to yourself, which is also a big part of Ilat, right? We really are choosing these materials as a ritual. We're placing them on as we go to sleep. We're observing these things that give us maybe a memory from these secondhand pieces, something that we've worn for so many years that cherish, that we just feel so close to, right? Maybe it's something that was passed down, that we're wearing this beautiful little dress that's linen from our grandmother that she used to wear when she was younger, right? So we're really reflecting us with these clothes and really choosing them to be part of our rituals. So another practice that I also actually practice is building a capsule of essentials and natural fibers. So let's say you're wearing an outfit and just maybe having like the dress be out of cotton and maybe the little cardigan or the cozy sweater out of wool, and then maybe the socks also out of cotton. So each little piece that we curate and we kind of create our outfits, maybe they reflect you and something that you want to feel cozy and just have it mold to your skin and just feel effortless and just as if it's a second skin. So another mantra is my clothes are a reflection of my values in which I choose to wear with intention. And lastly, just thank you so much for being a part of this and joining today. And as Hannah already mentioned, I don't have my website up. It will be up in probably in the new year as the site gets a little bit renovated. And the details that you will see, though, a lot of details are going to be on Elot Studios, the Instagram, just the exact same as my website. And if you have any questions or thoughts or anything else that you want to share, you're super welcome to connect and message me. And again, I'm super sorry that the zine didn't work the first round, but it was just a few moments. And thank you so much. And I really hope that you took a little bit from this space and again, just really observing and noticing and just enjoy the rest of your day. And again, thank you so much for being here.